I really think this cat is secretly a sausage. Oh, sausage cat. Ugh. I'm like Snake, but better.
But anyway, hello there ladies and gentlemen, this is Glacier Kano here for another one-man podcast type thing on TheCanoCam. And I finally bought myself a new computer after all this time, because I mean my computer, the one that I showed off a few CanoCams ago, I just have to say, screw AMD. AMD is like the worst thing in the world, even worse than the lighting, but this lighting, I'd rather be a kind of blue. This is some sort of blue, I think. I think the light is just too bright for blueness, which also makes me think of something else to talk about later, because people are not very smart. But anyway, still. What was I saying again? Yeah, I got a new computer, because AMD sucks. Don't ever go with AMD, it's gonna break on you. Well, that and also, like, Windows 10, it's not the best. I mean, things crash with it all the time. And AMD is not the best either. It crashes all the time. You mix two things that crash together, boom! Bad things happen. And then I need to get a new computer, and I don't have any money. So that's why you probably have seen, or at least quite a few people have seen the video. I mean, it's got quite a few views on the main channel, that there's the thing about Patreon, so I mean, I might as well plug that while I'm here. I mean, if you want to give like $1 or something like that, $1 a month, that's not that bad. Or $2. Or more, if you want, if you're so gracious. But I mean, still, because I don't think I described that well enough in the video. I was really, I don't know. That's kind of my problem, because I make light of every situation that I'm in, always. Because I mean, that's kind of my way of coping. That's my way of coping with things. Maybe. I don't know if you can see as many eyebrow movements with the kind of lighting. Because that's the thing, is that, like, it's the same way of when you're wearing sunglasses. If you have sunglasses on, you have to use your eyebrows to show emotion a lot, because, I mean, you can't see your eyes. That's the same kind of thing when you have a microphone in front of your mouth. Because, I mean, with the new computer, I have to also test out audio, and I'm just like, how high should things be? I don't know. This computer, it's been smoking too many drugs recently. Although, like, if it was, then that's some pretty special computer drugs, because new computers just smell so good. I don't know what it is. It's kind of the opposite of druggy people. You can usually tell them walking down the street, you're just like, well, they're probably a drug person. Or they just haven't bathed in a while, but I mean, isn't that the same thing, right? You know, everybody that doesn't take showers or baths or anything, they just do drugs. Yeah. That's the way of doing things in life. But I'm really rambling a lot on just random topics, but I mean, I guess that's kind of the whole point of having a one-man podcast thing, because I mean, I can just talk about whatever, and whenever I feel like it. So yeah, the way I was thinking of describing the Patreon thing now, I'm only going to just briefly mention this, and I'm going to go on to more interesting topics, because I have some pretty good topics. Yeah, but, yeah, I should have just, like, described the Patreon thing as, like, if you think about it, $1 a month, that's, like, one less soda can or something like that you're drinking in a month, and if you just have one less per month, then you use that dollar to give me money on Patreon, and then if everyone that watches, like, if there's 700 people that watched that Patreon video, if all 700 that watched the video chipped in, then I'd be past the first goal, no problem. Huh? See what I'm trying to do here for logic-wise? So, you don't need to be giving a lot. You just need to be giving a little, and a lot of people giving a little tiny bit. It makes sense. So, hopefully that made sense more than what I actually even said in the Patreon video, because, I mean, I need to be explaining myself better. You don't need to be given a crazy amount. I mean, the numbers are kind of large, because, I mean, I need a lot of money. Especially now that I wasted all of my money that I actually have left. But it's kind of a good kind of waste, because, I mean, I kind of need a PC. I kind of need it. I mean, or else I wouldn't have this audio right now. It would just be that audio from the camera, and, I mean, we all know how that works. Awfully. It's probably not even a word. Awful. Maybe. It's been a while since I've done English class, so I don't know my terms and regulations for the English language. That's what they actually just teach you, is that it's like when you're trying to buy a new computer or something like that, you have to read through all of the new, like, this is the legal stuff. That's what you learn in English. Yep, it's all the legal stuff. If you think about it, it actually kind of makes sense. It's the legal stuff for the language. Yeah, it works. Also, I just noticed I didn't actually check my hair after going out of the box. Because, I mean, you just gotta pretend you're Solid Snake every once in a while. Because I never really had a box that large to just, like, whoop. I mean, it still needs to be a bit bigger if I wanted to, like, crawl across the ground with the box over top of me. Because, I mean, that'd just be so amazing. Solid Snake. So good. So, yeah, at least since the last CanoCam, that's what I was doing. This is the Patreon thing. I've also just been sneaking around with a box over my head for the past 3 months. Or whatever, however long it's been. So, that's a thing. But I need to explain things better with the Patreon. I think that's my main goal. Also, I'm going to be adding more goals. I'm going to be putting a $200 per month goal pretty soon. As well as I'm going to put, like, individual... If one person gives $20, which is a crazy amount of money a month. If you're giving $20 a month, like, yeah, that's amazing. I'm going to put in some goals for those kind of things for individuals later on. As far as I know, I'm going to be trying to do that. So, moving off of the Patreon thing, if you want to give me money, amazing still. Otherwise, I'm going to make you give me your money. $1. That's all I need. $1. Give me it. So, yeah, moving on, because that's a boring topic, although I can make jokes of it. So, the biggest thing that I have, oh man, I was so excited that what happened in February, the 12th of February, I believe it was. I mean, I should remember the exact day because, I mean, it was a very momentous occasion that actually shouldn't have been the 11th? It should have been the 11th because it was a Thursday night. Still, I went to see Deadpool. Like, this is the first movie I ever went to see on the day before it actually, like, it's like the midnight release before the official, like, this is the release date. And it was worth it. It was worth it. I went to a smaller kind of theater. It was Spruce Grove. There's actually quite a few people there, to be honest. It's a lot more than if I was here in Red Deer. Also, like, if I was here in Red Deer, for some reason, I don't really know what this, it's like Ultra AVX or something like that, but if you want to see a movie with Ultra AVX, good on ya, but bad on ya at the same time. She's just so terrible, bad on ya, because what is it? I just want to see the movie regularly, not with, like, the big, loud, whatever they want to say, and you have to actually, like, pay for your seat beforehand. Yeah? Like, you were gonna buy this exact seat, and I'm gonna sit in this exact seat. That might be enticing to some, but what I like to do is I just like to show up. I think I showed up 15 minutes early for Deadpool, or maybe it was like 20 minutes. I think it was around 20 minutes early, because, I mean, I was really wanting to be there early. And with that, I was sitting pretty much exactly where I wanted to. There was the guy... Oh, I haven't changed the settings on this computer yet to make it so that it doesn't have the screen turn black every 5 minutes, and it bothers me. It should be like every hour. I can have my screen. This screen has survived since 2011. I've had this computer screen, this monitor, I'm pretty sure. So, I think it can last a little bit longer with having the thing on at all times. So yeah, I was sitting pretty much exactly in the middle, but there was one person that was sitting exactly where I wanted to sit, and I mean, I sat 2 seats to the left of them. So, I mean, you always gotta have a seat in between, just in case. I mean, maybe he actually was going there with somebody else, too. I don't know. Or maybe he was just waiting for somebody like me to come and sit next to him and just be like, hey buddy, I'm gonna be your best friend now. And he's just like, whoa, who are you? I like it. And then we could become best friends or something. I don't know. I doubt that was going to happen, so I mean, I just sat one, well, a couple to the left, well, to the right, but to the left. His left, my right when walking in. And, yeah, I'm so happy that I did actually see Deadpool on the day that it was beforehand released, midnight release, because it's one of my favorite movies. It's like one of my favorite movies of all time now, and I really want to see it more than once in the theater, but I don't want to spend the money because it's really expensive, and I mean, if I just buy, like, I think it costs around the same amount. Well, actually, I think it's a little bit more to buy a Blu-ray, but when I get a Blu-ray of Deadpool, then I can watch it without people just laughing over top of jokes. Because, I mean, there's the first joke, people laugh, and then they're already saying the next thing, and I'm just like, but you're missing the second portion of the joke that's probably even better than the first portion of the joke. Ah! And I was just so upset. So very upset. And then there's other portions, like, I was going to say, I don't want to say any spoilers, but if it's a very long, drawn-out joke, I mean, you can laugh throughout the entire thing, I'm fine with that, because, I mean, it's more visual for some of them than others. And, you know, you're allowed to for that. But, I mean, if they're talking, be quiet or laugh in your head. You can laugh in your head. I believe in you. If you're in the theater, the midnight release. But there's probably like 40 to 50 people there. That's quite a bit for the theaters that I go to, at least when I want to be going to the theaters. Because, I mean, essentially, I like to go to the theater when there's one other person in my row, and they're sitting all the way over there. They're sitting all the way over there. They can stay away from me. And then there's maybe like one or two people in front somewhere. And then there's nobody else. Actually, there could be people behind me. I don't really care, because I like to sit in the middle of the back. I gotta stop doing that. 2 hits in a row. But I like to sit in the middle of the back row, you know, because there's a front row that all the people... I don't know if there's anybody watching this. If you're watching this and you sit in the front row, why? I don't understand that with the first section, because you have to crane your neck upward for the most part, compared to if you're in the second section where everybody likes to sit, other than some weird people that like to sit in the front. I mean, if you're sitting in the front of the back section, that's fine, but just sit in the back section. It makes more sense, because then you don't have to crane your neck so much. So, yeah, there can be a couple people behind me too, but Deadpool, it was definitely worth watching. And I also, I want to just mention randomly from that everybody in the US was always saying, like, oh man, Deadpool, it's rated R, blah, 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 blah. And then you, like, go and look at the ratings in Canada. Well, at least apparently it is actually rated 18A or whatever in the East, but out west here, it's just 14A. Kids can get in. Well, I mean, yeah, it's technically kids, but I mean, I would rather say teenagers, because, I mean, when you say kids, you usually think of, like, anywhere between 4 to 11? I think that's around the kid range, because younger than 4 is, like, toddler, and then after 11, well, maybe 12, you might want to count that in, because 13, then that's, like, a teenager, and teenagers, I mean, they're fine for the most part of getting into Deadpool. I would be fine with that, as long as they don't just, like, talk during the movie, but there are adults that talk during the movie, and I want to murder them. So, that's that's the way things happen sometimes. But if you're a big fan of Deadpool, I mean, you're probably going to enjoy Deadpool, the movie. That's essentially how it is, because, I mean, being a big fan, I mean, just look at this. If you're a fan, that you would be wearing this belt regularly. Yeah, look at that. Deadpool belt. I've probably shown that a few times before on this, or have I? I don't think I have shown my Deadpool belt before. I don't remember, because I got this... I want to say I got this during the Edmonton Comic-Con. I think I did. The belt itself. Well, the belt buckle, I'm trying to say. The belt itself, though, as you can possibly see from that, it's really, really old and wrinkly, falling apart, but, you know, that's what sometimes, if you're wearing a Deadpool belt, it's fine. It's fine. He doesn't always have to have the nicest of things. Just look at his little place that he lives. It makes sense. So, yeah. That's pretty amazing having this belt. I'm gonna put it on the ground now. Because also that's, I think, another thing. I want to say I haven't had this blanket before. Because this blanket, there's two good things. Well, there's a good thing and a bad thing about it. It's really, really nice and warm. It's like, it has snowflakes on it, and I like the winter. I like snowflakes. I like how shapely they are. But the problem with this, maybe it's just because I don't think I haven't had it washed yet. And, yeah, maybe that's why it's so staticky. Or maybe it's because I did wash it, that's why it's staticky. I don't know, I need dryer sheets, just gotta rub them all over this thing. But whenever I move, whenever I'm, like, recording something, or I try to get up and I'm holding something as well, and then what I'm just trying to say here is that I shocked my Xbox One 1,000,000 times at this point, and I don't think it's a good thing. I really don't think it's a good thing because of the fact that, like, I get up, there's a little bit of a shock pulse that goes through the cord, because I usually have my Elite controller hooked up with my cord to charge it and whatnot, and I'm getting up, the shock goes through the cord, goes into the Xbox One, the TV goes black for a second or something like that, and I'm probably breaking things. I'm probably really, really breaking things, and I gotta know. I just gotta know to not do that. It's so bad. But this blanket's just so good. It's so good. It's worth it. It's worth it to knock my thing on the ground there. So yeah, at least in terms of... I could talk about the Edmonton Comic-Con, because, like, the Edmonton Comic-Con of 2015 was, you know, I think that, yeah, it was September 28th. Something, maybe it was the 26th to the 28th. But that's only, like, that is 3 days. Okay, it was probably the 26th to the 28th. That's probably my second favorite Comic-Con that I've ever been to. My favorite Comic-Con was the 2014 Calgary, because that was the first one I went to, and it was just like, this is magical! And I, like, went and took a picture of an unamused Marine from Halo. And, you know, there was also Matt Smith and Karen Gillan, and I just absolutely love them in Doctor Who. But, I mean, this last one in Edmonton was... There was the person who plays Clara Oswald, which her name is... her last name's Coleman, right? Oh, what's her name? I'm gonna look this up. This is bothering me. Okay, it's Jenna Coleman. I was very, very close. Jenna Coleman. But yeah. Because, I mean, I got her last name. And if you just yell, like, hey, Coleman, she would probably look and then wonder, why is this person just yelling at me saying Coleman? I know that's my last name, but nobody really says that. So, Coleman! But, yeah, she was actually at this last Comic-Con, and also Stan Lee. Stan Lee was supposed to be at the 2014 Calgary one, I believe, or maybe it was the 2015 Calgary one. Either way, he couldn't show up, because he was probably doing another Marvel movie, which also the Stan Lee cameo in Deadpool, there's a reason why he says that that's, like, his favorite now, whenever he's asked, like, what's your favorite cameo? But, because, I mean, you'll know when you see it in Deadpool. You'll know. That's all I have to say. I mean, I don't really think that's a spoiler, because, I mean, he even said it himself beforehand. They're just like, oh yeah, this is, like, one of my favorites. So, not a spoiler. Not a spoiler. No! So, yeah, there's him, and there's Jenna Coleman. Going to those panels were some of my favorite panels I've ever been to. Because, I mean, there's always just so many good jokes about Jenna Coleman and her favorite literary artist ever. It is... I actually deleted that one page, so just ignore that, because I don't remember. My memory's not doing so well today, to say the least. So Oh well. there's a lot of good jokes, let's just say that. I would remember the name, but I mean, I know the jokes about the person with the name. So, yeah. That's a thing. So terrible. So terrible. But yeah, then, like, the bad thing about, like, actually trying to get there to the Stan Lee panel is that was the one day that I was actually listening to the radio while driving into Edmonton, and I'm just hearing what was happening, and they're just like, oh yeah, so the LRTs, they're essentially just like the trains, if you didn't really know. They're kind of like streetcars. I mean, some people actually call them streetcars. And yeah, so I was just driving in, and they're just saying, oh yeah, so there's a big delay. An LRT has actually hit a bicyclist. And so, yeah, there's a few delays. And when I heard that in the car, I'm just like, no! Because I wouldn't be able to make it there in time for the beginning of the Stan Lee panel. Because I was leaving so that I would get there like 15 minutes before or something like that. I planned this all out completely. I didn't plan for delays though, because the delay made it so I was like 15 minutes into the thing. So I mean, a half-hour delay, I guess. It was kind of long. Long delay is long. So sort of disappointed in that, but hey, at least the second half of the panel was really good. That, and also Billy Boyd was at this last one. He was at 2 different Comic-Cons within like a year apart in Alberta, and that's amazing. Cause I mean, also he played some songs with his band, and I think it was like $20 to get in for listening to him and his band play random songs, and it was really good. So just that, and also, I mean, I got a Deadpool belt. I think I got my Deadpool hat, because also I got a ball cap that is Deadpool, which is pretty nice. Also, I think I just got some random games, because I think that's a portion where I got Mario Party 8 and Mario Party 9. Those are hard games to find nowadays, man. That, and also Pikmin, the remastered version on the Wii. The original Pikmin, because I had Pikmin 2 remastered on the Wii, but I didn't have the first one, so I also got that. Like, I got a few just, like, random games that were hard for me to find, because also they were saying, like, I saw the game Dante's Inferno, and I'm just like, what? I can't believe this. It's only $20, and I mean, I couldn't find it anywhere, ever. It might have even been cheaper than $20. I think it might have been $15. It was cheap, though. It was cheap for how rare of a game it is in my eyes, because I've never seen it before. I've never seen it in store, in Comic-Con, anywhere to buy, and it was a brand new copy. And they're just like, I was talking to the guys, and they just said, yeah, so that's really not that hard of a game to find. I don't know what's your problem. And I'm just sitting there freaking out, going like, this is the best thing ever. I can't believe it. Dante's Inferno. I'm never gonna play this, but I mean, I have it. Well, I mean, I could play it at some point. I don't know. Maybe not on YouTube, because there's some sections that are just like, I don't know. Well, at least from what I've heard. From what I've heard, I don't know if I can show a couple things, at least without censoring some things in Dante's Inferno. But it's alright, because it's demonic, so people are allowed to show that on YouTube if it's demonic. That's the only way you can show anything that with, like, even mild nudity on YouTube. Either you have to be artsy with it, because, I mean, there are some really weird artsy things. Because, I mean, if you go to college and you have, like, an arts class, I don't know if that actually happens anymore, but I know that at least with, like, Mr. Bean and so on, there's always the classic scenes where you're just in an art class, you're painting, and then there's a naked model that comes up to the front, and you have to paint them, and stuff like that. It's like that, but you can actually do that on YouTube, apparently. I wonder if that would actually work on Twitch, because, I mean, there is the new thing. New, in quotation marks again. I'm not even going to move my hands, but, I mean, I just did. It was a while ago with Bob Ross. They're just like, yeah, we're going to use 24-hour marathon. We're just going to keep playing Bob Ross over and over and over again, because art is now a thing you can stream on Twitch. So they did that, and I'm wondering if that's actually a thing, because Twitch has a thing about, like, you can't be having those gamers with the low tops. Oh, female gamers, that's a no-no. You can't be showing your body in any way. But some people do it anyway, and I'm just like, that's against the rules. If I was a moderator, I would ban them or something, because I'm a terrible person, and I just like to... I follow the rules too much in life. I don't know, and I like... Because, I mean, if there's a rule there, it's meant to be not broken, but it's meant to be followed 100%. And I don't like it when people break the rules, so that's why I would just be banning a lot of people, probably. But, that being said, I wonder if you could get banned for doing, like... It's an art project, and they're just, like, drawing people that are all naked. It could happen. It could potentially happen. I don't know. Gotta stop hitting this thing. I don't even know how I went down that rabbit hole of just, like, going from topic to topic to topic to getting to nudity on Twitch. But, speaking of Twitch, I guess... Oh, boy. I'm going to be starting doing some streaming, at some point. I might even be doing a bit of a test later today. I don't know when this video of TheCanoCam is going up. Hopefully it'll be soon, because, I mean, I need to edit this and put it up soon. That being said, I don't know when soon will be. So there's that. But, I mean, hey, I'm going to try to do some Twitch stuff. It's really weird, because I was setting things up with... Because, I mean, I don't have any proper equipment right now. All I have is Kinect that I'm going to be using. So... I was hooking up my Kinect, trying to figure out how to work it, blah, 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 and I don't know, it just feels weird trying to do a live stream, because, I mean, everything that I do is edited afterward, and, I mean, if I say something and I'm just like, oh, I probably shouldn't have said that, I'm just going to cut that out, well, although that usually doesn't happen for me. If I'm usually cutting anything from what somebody has said, that would be Search Hunter, and it's only ever happened, like, once or twice, and it's only because of, like, things where the joke was getting a little bit too far, maybe a little bit too far, or it wasn't enough of a joke, and I'm just like, that's kind of offensive. So, yeah. I've only cut a couple things ever, but that being said, having something live, there's a whole reason why, like, doing radio things are a little bit more difficult for me, and I'm just like, I don't know if I would want to be doing on-air and radio, or on air for TV of just like, I'm going to be doing the news. 25 people are died. Because that's also what I would have actually done. If I was reading the news, I would say 25 people are died. And they're just like, that, you can't say that. That's both improper grammar, and also, that's offensive to all the people that died, because you're not actually showing, you're disrespecting them by not speaking properly. And I'd be very disappointed that everybody else just, like, hates me forever just from messing up horribly on TV or something like that. And that's why I'm just like, I'm afraid of doing things live. But I'm just going to have to get over that and hope that live streaming works, because that's also, speaking of money problems, that's partially why I'm thinking of doing Twitch. Because, well, I mean, Twitch is a good way of, like, interaction with audience, blah, 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 etc. Yeah? But also, it's a good way to get people to give $1 a month or something like that, because for some reason, people on Twitch, like, if you look at the big Twitch streamers, they give them a lot of money. I don't know why. If I even had, like, 1/10 of a percentage of, like, what they actually make of the big Twitch streamers, I'd be alright and I'd be able to live properly. Because, I mean, I can live off of next to no money whatsoever. I'm actually really amazed, because people always say, like, oh yeah, it's really expensive to live. I mean, it is expensive to live and make lists, because I always love my lists. But at the same time, it's not. That's not even much of a list. But it's not expensive. All you need to do is buy the cheapest of foods, and you live in the cheapest of places. All you need to live... Okay, this is actually going to be a list. All you need to live in life is shelter and good internet. If you have good internet and you're living in a shack, good on you. As I like to say now, that's going to be my saying for this video. There always has to be a saying per video of the TheCanoCam, and it's going to be good on ya, because we all love Gears of War. On ya. So, what was I saying again? You just need to live in a shack. Eh? So, Twitch. That's one of the plans, at least, is that some people like to be more donation-ish. Making up a lot of words today, too. When you're doing live streams, for whatever reason. No clue why, but if I can get people to give me money more likely when I'm streaming, then, I mean, if I can entertain people while doing that, then good. But the problem of why I don't usually like the idea of Twitch is that you can't reach as many people, usually. There's a smaller number on Twitch compared to on YouTube, where you have a video up there and it just gets more and more and more views, and everybody in the world can see it and go, you know what, I actually enjoy this. I enjoy this video. Or also they can say, I really hate this video. I'm going to share it. Because people share videos that they hate, it seems like, or they just like to increase my search ranking. I don't know. I'm fine with it either way. But on Twitch, you don't get that kind of mass appeal. You only get like a small number of people, and then you just kind of hang out with them. And I mean, that's kind of cool and all, but I don't know. It kind of, I have to wrap my brain around it. That's kind of the problem. And wrapping your brain around something kind of destroys the gray matter within your brain, and it kills you. So I don't know if I want to wrap my brain around Twitch. I don't know. I'm still doing that. I'm going to be doing some streaming. But I have a good idea for streaming, and that is I'm going to be doing like Halo 5, the campaign of it on Legendary. I'm going to be using streaming as a way of getting achievements. Because, I mean, I'm going to be getting the achievements anyway. I want to play it. So why not record it? Record it with Twitch, and then I might actually try to get those going on YouTube as well. Who knows how it works? I haven't officially tried to do it yet, because I was still afraid last time I tried to stream. I'm just like, oh no, I don't want to do it. I don't want to go live. But that's a bit of a problem that is going to happen moving forward. Okay, I think I went through all of my random thoughts that I was going to that aren't written on my board, so it's time to get backward in time and also forward in time and current in time, because I forgot to mention before that when I was doing my radio internship, also I might want to say just like quickly that for finding a job, I've just been like applying to a bunch of just random things, mostly for production for radio, because I mean I like to mess around with audio, and also I was applying to just if there's a radio job in Red Deer, I just apply to it. That's basically my idea at this point. And eventually I might get that. Then, I mean, I wouldn't have money problems. If I actually have a job, woohoo! Man! A job? I can live off of a job. I don't know who can't live off of a job. Because money is money. So, anyway, like, as I was saying, when I was doing the radio practicum thing, there was, you know how that there's midnight releases for all of the Call of Duty games? Well, the station I was with, they're just like, hey, we have a little bit of a mini promotion thing with Call of Duty release, blah, 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 and we were playing Advanced Warfare against people that wanted to, like, sit in line and wait at 10 o'clock. I think the game was released at 10, or maybe it was 11. I don't know, it was before midnight. That was actually a nice thing. It probably was 10 o'clock, because, I mean, it would be, like, Eastern time that they'd probably release it. And that would be 12 a.m. Eastern. So, yeah. We were playing Advanced Warfare with people in line, and, which is the weird thing, considering, like, before, yeah, I think it was the year before that, they were saying that they got the game early to play while the people were in line, so then the people in line could play the game before the game was actually out, and it would be like the best thing ever. Because, I mean, if I was waiting in line for any game, and I could play the game before I could get the game, why wouldn't I do that? That's why I guess maybe there was a few less people trying to play the game before, which was Advanced Warfare. And I have to say, this is what I have to say, is that my user account control is going off on my PC because GTA 5 is finished downloading. Okay, yes, make changes. Hopefully you won't just start playing GTA 5 and it won't, actually that won't make any sense, because I mean I don't have my stereo mix enabled, so it won't record that, I don't think. Anyway, yeah, we were playing Advanced Warfare in line, and man, I am bad at Call of Duty, or like I guess it's all the hardcore fans that are like coming in line and just like wanting to play the game and just like beat us. Because I mean, if they beat us in like a 1v1 match, then they could go and get a prize of like a poster of the big one, whatever. I think it's like the giant. I think that's what it is, because der Rise. I don't remember what actually it's even spelled out, because I mean, if I just like read the spelling in German, I could probably figure out, but something along those lines is like that means giant, as far as I know, and like that map was going to be in the zombies for the Black Ops 3, apparently, if you pre-order, I think. All I know is that there was a guy that was actually in line that got a, I think it was a Juggernog. He had a Juggernog big old refrigerator, beer fridge thing that he got with the game for Black Ops 3, and I thought that was the best thing ever, because I mean, I was a pretty big Call of Duty fan, at least back when World at War existed, and that was like the thing at the time. We all just like played zombies, and it was so much fun. But I mean, I just kind of strayed away from the series, because I mean, I have troubles playing the same thing over and over again. That's why even sometimes I can't play Halo very much. I have to take month breaks. I have to play only just like once a month on Halo, and then I'm just like, yeah, I'll come back next month and play it. Because playing every day of Halo, I'm just like, I can't do this. I cannot play a game that often, exactly. But going back to the point and stop making tangents, we were just playing with people in line, and they were good. They were really good. I don't know if it's just like I suck at Advanced Warfare or something, but man, I don't think I did win any matches, but partially because like the one match I was going to win, I'm just like, I feel bad. I kind of want somebody to win a prize, because I mean, if I win and then I'm just like, no, you can't get a prize. You can't get a prize because I'm better than you. You suck. I mean, I don't think that's really good for the face of the radio company. So I threw a couple matches. I did throw a couple matches, but other than that, like I got raffle stomped, as the kids say nowadays. Actually, I don't think kids say that at all nowadays. I think that's more of a thing from 2005. Yeah, so I got destroyed. I'm not very good at Advanced Warfare. I'm not very good at Call of Duty in general, but I'm worse at playing multiplayer. The one thing I was somewhat good at was zombies, and that's about it. And yeah, I got beaten by like 3-year-olds and 5-year-olds. It was bad. That's why I was thinking, like, when I was playing those games, I was just like, I really wish, because there was the Xbox guy. There was I don't know why. I think maybe they just had some sort of promotion with this midnight release as well. But there was a guy, I think he was from Calgary or something like that. He was the Xbox guy. He brought an Xbox, like one of those games cases, even though like it's always weird because it's like spelled like games. Maybe that's more of the way you're supposed to say it. So there was the games case that he had with his Xbox One, and he's just like, oh yeah, I have Halo 5 on this. We could be doing that, but we're going to be playing Advanced Warfare because it's more of the kind of, that's what people are in line for, is to play Call of Duty. And I'm just like, if we were playing Halo 5 right now, even though I'm not very good at Halo 5 compared to like Halo 4 or even Reach, I'm better at Reach than I am at Halo 5, I want to say. I could have destroyed those people. I could have destroyed those kids, which sounds terrible, but I could have destroyed them. I could have been the best, like no one ever was. But no, couldn't do that. Couldn't play Halo. Still, if we were playing Halo, that would have been good. Or Mario Kart. If we were playing Mario Kart 8, I'm really good at Mario Kart. Or Mario Kart Wii. Mario Kart, I barely ever lose. At least against regular people that exist in the world. Against the crazy people that are online, that have like the 9,000... I think it's VR, I think is the ranking that they have in... I was going to say Roller Coaster Tycoon. No, that's not quite right. It is, Mario Kart. I can't really beat those people, but I mean, just the average person, or even just better than average person, I can generally still beat in Mario Kart. So I'm pretty happy with my Mario Kart skills. I don't know why that really matters in life, but I mean, I think it matters. I think it really matters. Yeah. So that was the one thing I wanted to talk about before, but I completely forgot about, is that the midnight release, that was actually a pretty awesome thing that I did when I was doing things with the radio station. It's too bad I don't have a job, or else I would be doing that still, right? Oh boy. People need to hire me. I mean, I'd do pretty much any job at this point for radio, specifically, because I mean, that's what I got my diploma in for college, and I want to continue things in radio. It's just that nobody's hiring. Well, at least nobody's hiring me, because I mean, this is another just random rant that I just want to mention for whatever reason. And for whatever reason, what I want to say is that I have never gotten a job that I applied for. It's really weird. It's really weird. I don't know if it's just my resume sucks or something, but I mean, my resume keeps getting better and better over time. So I mean, I think that I would be able to get a job with even a crap resume. It doesn't really matter as much, because if this person doesn't know how to do a resume, but their qualifications are there, I'd hire them. Who cares about how to format a resume perfectly? I mean, come on. It isn't the biggest thing in the world, I think. But still, like, the first job I ever got was like an IT intern thing at the town of Stony Plain. And what happened is that they kind of just came to me. They're just like, we need a student for this job. Hey, you, Kano. Even though we're all just going to be calling me Kano, because it just sounds better that way. It's more important. I sound more important when I'm actually just called Kano. So they're just like, hey, Kano, you should apply for this thing. Or actually, I don't think they really said apply, but they're just like, hey, you should get into talks with this. So I think like I had to phone them, or they phoned me or something, or they kind of just showed up at the school, and I just kind of walked down there during, I think it was a social studies class, and they're just like, yeah, just come down here and talk, and then we'll see what happens. And yeah, I just got the job from that. I don't think I had a resume at that point, yeah, so I didn't apply at all. Then the second job I got was like a summer position that was at a Braden work source, where essentially it was a place where you go to, like, they'll help you get a job, they'll help you sprucing up your resume, etc. And yeah, they'll help you get a job. Well, when I walked in there with my resume, and I'm just like, okay, like, I want to get into the program to help you guys find me a job, which I thought that they were literally going to do that, but I mean, it's mostly that you go there, they help you gain the skills that you need to then go forward in life and be the best you can be. And then you can get a job from that. I didn't know that, but I mean, I figured that out from working there, but I just kind of went in with my resume, and they're just like, hey, you know what? We actually do need somebody to kind of help us out. Well, I mean, there was a summer student position thing, because I mean, they wanted a student that was going to some random university, blah, 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 to work there during the summer. And I mean, I showed up, they're just like, yeah, you have the job. And I'm just like, what? Sure. So I think those are like the only like legit jobs that I ever had. And they were from things that I didn't apply for. They just kind of, they appeared to me. People just kind of come to me with their jobs, and they're just like, hey, you, random person on the street, I need you to go and do this. And I'm just like, sure, why not? I'll do that. I'll do it. So, yeah, I've never gotten a job that I applied for, but hopefully that will change. I really hope that will change, because I mean, I need a job. Or I just need donations, which either or both, that would actually help. So I mean, if I had donations, I don't need to have a job, because I mean, YouTube can be my job, and that would be even better. Potentially. Even though it is actually pretty fun being, like, I kind of, like, the more and more I don't have a job, I think of like, hey, it would be actually kind of nice just to be a regular person. It would be nice to be a regular person at some point, and just like, you know what, you wake up, have a regular 9-to-5 job, you go home, you have nothing to do. That'd be just an insane thing, because I just see, like, cause right now I'm living, oh man, that computer. Right now I'm living with a roommate, and I mean, that's what he essentially has. He just has a regular kind of accounting job, and he comes home and he just plays video games. That's all he does. He just plays video games all night long, and then he goes to sleep, gets up, goes to job, and then he comes back and plays video games. It's just like, that's amazing. Like, how do you have time to play video games? You have time to play games for fun? Just pure fun and nothing else? I mean, I play video games for fun, but also I'm doing things at the same time. I'm a very good multitasker. Yeah. So, there's that. But, I don't know, it'd be interesting to be a regular person at some point. That's what I was thinking the other day. I'm just like, yeah, it'd be cool to be just a regular person. Cool and interesting to be a regular person. But being an irregular person, and when I say irregular, I mean internet regular person, that'd be even better. So, potentially. I actually went off quite a while on that tangent there, more than I thought, but speaking of roommates, this actually relates to that because, just start off with here, you'd be amazed at how much smoke can fill a room and just like an apartment before a fire alarm will go off. Because I was just sitting here at my computer, just doing my thing of editing and stuff like that, because I already was done for the day of recording things and whatever else. Because I mean, it was a weekday, just a regular old weekday. I was just sitting there editing on my computer, and I was just thinking like, smells like there's a little bit of smoke. I guess that maybe my roommate is just like cooking popcorn again, because I mean, he kept burning his popcorn in the microwave, which is, come on, just learn how to do popcorn properly. I'm an expert popcorn maker. So, popcorn. So, yeah, that's what I was thinking, that he just like was burning something, and I just was sitting there for longer and longer, and I'm just like, man, it still smells like burning. Oh well. So it was quite a while. I was sitting there smelling smoke. I didn't think to do anything. And then like I think I just ran out of water, because I mean, I have my water bottle, which I've also been periodically, that's why I'm having more cuts in this video, because I've just been drinking water. So good water. So yeah, I had my water bottle run out, I think. And I just went out to go fill it in the kitchen, and I'm just like, wait a second. Why is there a pot on the stove with like a ton of smoke just billowing from it? It's like one of those smokestacks that you see in an industrial area. And it's inside of a kitchen with just smoke coming out of a pot. So then I just run up and I just look, and it's a bunch of, what do you call those? They're shells? They're like, they're shell noodle things. They're like noodles, but they're shells, yeah? And they're just a bunch of shells in the pot. There was not enough water in the pot to begin with, I guess, when he started cooking them, or what it looked like to me, is that he already cooked the shells before, threw the cooked shells into a pot to reheat them, and they just started burning, because, I mean, if you just put dry already cooked that have a bit of moisture in it, because I mean, you know how when you have noodles and then they're cold, just throw them into a pot and you have no water in it? That's what happened. It burns, and it was burning for a long time, and I don't know how he didn't notice the smell of smoke, because I mean, he was sitting much closer, and I mean, I have a bad sense of smell due to ammonia and chemistry accidents. I think I already told that story before, but I mean, I could just briefly mention it again, I guess, maybe, that, like, so there was a thing where it was grade 12 chemistry. We were just, like, trying to figure out, I think it was a thing about, you have to judge what a chemical is based off of the color, the smell, etc. You just have to figure things out that way, and just, does it react with this? Does it react with that? And you have to figure out what the chemical is. And there was a test tube that it was a colorless, and it seemed to be odorless substance, and we're just like, this thing, what is it? We can't tell what it is. And like, our chemistry teacher just walks over, and it was a group of us, like 4, and none of us could tell what it was, and we were even like just putting our nose, which you should never do that in chemistry. You just like put your nose over top of something to smell it, because I mean, it can destroy your sense of smell. And so yeah, they're just like, the teacher comes over and says, yeah, so do you guys just not know what ammonia smells like? He just straight up says that, and we're just like, no? And so he brings over a jug of super, super concentrated ammonia, and since, I mean, I couldn't smell it at all in the test tube, I thought, you know what? I probably won't be able to smell it in this jug either, so I just put my nose right above the jug and just, like, breathed really heavily. And, yeah, it burned my nose very, very much so, and it really, really hurt. And I'm going to say that that's probably why I have a very bad sense of smell now, or at least not a very good sense of smell. My sense of smell's gotten better over time, but I think that that kind of desensitized my nose. But even then, like, I noticed the smoke before he did, and he was sitting right there, and so I just, like, kind of walk up to his room, and I'm just like, knock, 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 hey, so your thing's kind of smoking here. And he's just like, oh no, and he just runs over. But there was a lot of smoke. There was a lot of smoke in this apartment. It was crazy. It was crazy how much smoke you can get into a tiny little enclosed space without the fire alarm going off. Because if the fire alarm did go off, I don't know if that would actually be true or not, but I would hope not, that it would not happen. That there is a fire sprinkler inside of each of these rooms, and if the fire alarm went off and the sprinkler went off, as a result, I'd be screwed. I would be 100% screwed because there's so many electronics that are just like on the ground there, over here, over there. I would lose everything, essentially, and it would be really bad, but a lot of smoke. You can fit a lot of smoke into a tiny little enclosed space. And speaking of just random things with roommates yet again, I guess, because that's most of what, like, my random things I have to say just, like, as an update over the past few months of just working on videos and trying to find a job, and nothing's really been happening in that sense. But what has been happening is me never talking to anybody. Because, I mean, I'm very much of an introvert. You know, I like to just kind of... I don't need very much social interaction in order to, like, satisfy my needs of sociality. If I was playing, like, if I was a character in Don't Starve, I'd probably be the one to go insane last. Because, I mean, I don't need to talk to anybody. I don't need anything, really. I can just survive on my own for the most part. And so, yeah. There was a period of time with I didn't talk to anybody for 2 weeks. I don't know about you, but I talked to Surge Hunter, and I don't remember how long he said that he went without talking to somebody. I don't know if I actually asked that specifically, but I just wanted to ask people, just in general, like, how long have you gone without talking to somebody? Because, I mean, I don't think I've ever talked to somebody that hasn't talked to somebody for, like, 2 weeks. 2 weeks is an astronomical amount of time to just be on your own and just not have any human interaction other than at least on the internet. Because that's all I had. I just had internet to just, like, I respond to comments, etc. here and there, but I didn't verbally talk to anybody for 2 whole weeks. I mean, it was fine for the first, like, week and a half, but I mean, actually, by the end of the second week, I'm just like, okay, this is actually kind of bad. It was kind of getting bad, because, I mean, it's strange that, like, as a human, you do actually do a lot, okay? But, yeah, you do need human interaction. You do need to talk to somebody. And it's weird. It's really weird, because, I mean, I'm just like, I have a deficiency, and I need to talk to somebody right now. As much as my computer screen needs to just stay on. And you never really notice that until you actually get to that point of just like, whoa, I feel like my life is in the world of The Sims right now, where, you know, when you're playing The Sims always have, like, a little, like, social bar. They have to talk to people a lot. The Sims are crazy. I think that, like, they don't need to talk to somebody every day and stuff like that. Not exactly, but maybe every week and a half. 2 weeks is a bit too much of not talking to anybody. But I mean, I'm pretty good. I'm pretty good company with myself. Yeah. I mean, still, because I have a roommate. And I still have managed to not talk to anybody for 2 whole weeks. Because, I mean, he would come home, he would just go into his room and just like play games. I would see him there, but I mean, I didn't ever talk to him for 2 weeks. It was so bad, but so good at the same time, because I mean, I personally can say from experience now that I have gone for 2 weeks without talking to anyone other than myself still, because I mean, I talked to myself a lot, but like, I didn't talk to anybody else, and it's hilarious. It's hilarious that I actually managed to do that. That's almost like, that was maybe a goal that I had in life, to see how long I could go, and 2 weeks is a good amount. Anything more than that, I mean, I probably would have been going a little bit crazy, just like in Don't Starve. So I mean, it actually happens, man, but I can survive longer than other people in Don't Starve. Totally. I can survive longer than a robot can without going crazy, because those robots like to murder people. That's what I think. That's what I say. So, now my goal is at least complete, of like, at least knowing for sure that even as a person that doesn't need to talk to people very often, I still need to every like couple weeks. Every couple weeks, it might be a good idea just to go out and have a conversation with somebody. Because I mean, I did like go to the store and just like buy something, but I mean, all I ever said was just like yes, no, 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 because I don't have air miles, and I don't care for air miles. I don't want to ever get air miles. So they just ask me those few questions. I say no, and I just walk out, and I didn't talk to anybody still, like having a proper verbal conversation. So yeah, that's what I found out. Those are pretty much like the main things that I wanted to talk about exactly. 'Cause, man, it's been a fairly standard couple of months, to say the least, other than like non-standard, because I mean, I haven't gotten a job, so I need to work on that. I need to work on getting people to donate via Patreon, and need to keep reminding people that $1 or $2, if everybody gives a couple dollars here or there, I mean, it doesn't make that big a difference for that individual. Because I mean, even I can give like $1 a month to some random person, despite the fact I don't have any money. If there's some channel, because I mean, I don't watch very much. I do sort of watch a bit of YouTube, but I mean, I don't watch enough as much as some people, because I mean, I'm too busy like making this stuff. But if there was some sort of creator that I really enjoyed, I'd give him $1. Why not? I don't have the money, but I mean, I'd give him $1. I can afford $1. And I mean, if enough people gave them enough money, then I mean, it, you know, that's the way it is. You just need a lot of numbers. A large number of people giving a little bit. That's the way the world runs in the way of donations. But not in the way of Twitch, because the people on there give crazy amount of money for whatever reason, which I don't understand. Even then, I would never ask somebody to give like $1,000. Who would do that? Who would give $1,000 at one time? Just like, here's a lump sum of $1,000. But some Twitch people actually ask for that. They're just like, yeah, so I want $1,000. I just want $1,000 out of the blue. If I was given $1,000 right now, I don't even know what I would do with it. Other than, I guess I would pay off my computer, pretty much. But I don't even know what I would do, because, I mean, who gives $1,000 to somebody? Who? It makes more sense if, like, 1,000 people give $1. That's $1,000. Boom. It boggles the mind. It boggles the mind. I don't understand it still. I don't know. That was pretty much just a bit of a mini rant. Anything just dealing with money is usually a rant. A rant that has to be done, because I mean, I just like to vent. That's half of what this one-man podcast is. It's telling stories that I think are funny, and also telling stories that are rants. Secret rant topics. Even though they're not so secret rants as well. Because also, I'll just tell one quick last thing, is that I did see, because I mean, speaking of blue, tying this around to the very beginning of this video, because I mean, I was saying, like, I'd rather be blue instead of orange or whatever, because, you know, there's the sky is blue and whatnot. There is somebody, I mean, I don't want to name any names, but I mean, if they ever watched this video, I mean, they would probably know exactly who they are anyway. There's somebody that I know on Facebook that they were just like filming somebody that was, I think it was like There's a girl filming her boyfriend, and they're just like, okay, so like, hey. Well, she was just asking random questions, and she asked, like, oh, why is the sky, or why do you think the sky is blue? And he answered, like, oh, isn't it reflection or whatever? It's like, it doesn't matter what you think. It matters what's true. The sky is blue because of the Rayleigh effect. Look it up. How do you not know that? Like, this guy was probably, like, he was in probably his 30s. I want to say he was in his 30s, maybe even 40 or something like that. And if somebody in your 30s or 40s, if you're that old and you don't know why the sky is blue, there's something wrong with you, I think. If you're younger and you don't know why the sky is blue, I mean, you probably just haven't heard it yet. I mean, I understand that, but that's just like a common question that people ask over and over and over time. Yeah, that's kind of what I wanted to go there. And you should know. You should know. That's another rant. But not at the same time, because I think it's funny because that guy's an idiot. Because he doesn't know why the sky's blue. And he's that old. It's just like, I hold a higher standard to people that are older. The people that are like a certain age more than me, I'm just like, you know what? Well, I mean, over 10 years, over 20 years. If you're over 10 or 20 years older than me, and if you don't have the knowledge that I already have at this point in my life, I'm just like, there's something wrong with you. That's just what I have to think, generally. They're just like, there's something wrong with you. If you're younger or the same age and you don't have my knowledge, I mean, you just haven't taken the same classes as I have. That's generally the rule I think of. Or you're just still learning. Because you're always constantly learning in life, and I guess you constantly learn even if you're 30 or 40, and you don't know why the sky is blue. Bothers me. Science, look it up. Learn science. It's the best of the topics. Which also, if I had money, I would also consider going back to university, because, I mean, science would be fun, doing a bit more science. Yeah. But anyway, that is pretty much the end. I'm over an hour now, as far as I know. Why did it... I think my watch reset itself, because I had my watch, like, a timer on here. But yeah, I'm like over an hour, I think. So... yeah, that is it for another one-man podcast, TheCanoCam thingamabobber. And the next one probably will be at Comic-Con, possibly. Or like the after effects of the Calgary Comic-Con 2016, because I'm at least planning on going to that. And it's going to be amazing! Oh boy! I don't even remember who is... oh yeah, it was the person who plays Rose Tyler. What's her name again? It's why am I so bad with names today? I don't have name problem. Well, I just have name problems. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. I know the other guy's name is Noel. Yeah? I want to say Noel Clark? I don't think that's right. I know his first name's Noel, though. So, there's that. Billy Piper. Yeah, because her name is a boy's name. That's how I know. Because it's Billy Piper, yeah. Billy Piper and Noel... I want to say Clark, that they're going to be at this next Comic-Con, and that's going to be another amazing thing. So, as more Doctor Who is always good for me. I love it. So, look forward to that. Look forward to... I'm going to be hopefully posting another just random slow-mo thing on this channel very, very soon, which is... I think it's one of my favorite slow-mo things. Personally, I don't know. It's pretty amazing. Hyping it up, even though it's not really... a thing to hype up too terribly much, but at least it's not the one that I have on my channel from a long time ago that I could release that's like slow-mo that's definitely not amazing. But I just filmed it in slow-mo anyway because it's hilarious. To me. So, stop it! Okay. That is a good place to be ending, and I gotta stop rambling, so, yeah. Still, yet again, goodbye for now. It's gonna grab my box, but it's too far away. Oh, man.